The smell of her perfume mixed with his cologne hit me before I even opened the bedroom door. On our anniversary, in our bed, in the house I'd worked 16-hour days to buy her. I'm standing in my own hallway, 24 red roses in my left hand, my right hand on the doorknob. I'd left work early. Surprise, I'd thought. 10 years together. She deserves something special. The door swings open. Sarah, my wife, naked, in our bed. Mark, my business partner, naked, next to her. They're scrambling, sheets everywhere. Her mouth forms words, but I can't hear them. There's this ringing in my ears, like I'm underwater. Time does this weird thing, slows down, but speeds up at the same time. I notice stupid details. The way his watch is still on. The way her hair is messed up on the left side, not the right. The way our wedding photo on the nightstand is facing them like it's been watching. I don't yell. That surprises me later. I just stand there. The roses are wilting already. I can feel the petals starting to soften against my palm. Sarah finds her voice first. James, I can explain. Don't. One word. That's all I have. Mark's pulling on his pants. He won't look at me. Good. I don't want to see his face. And that's when I see the second phone on her nightstand. The one I'd never seen before. My brain is trying to catch up. Second phone. Why does she need a second phone? I look at it. Black case. Samsung. Not the iPhone I pay for on our family plan. The screen is still lit up. Messages. Lots of them. James, please, just listen. Sarah's wrapping herself in our sheets. Our sheets. The ones I bought for our anniversary last year. Egyptian cotton. She said they made her feel loved. I'm so calm it scares me. Pack your bags. 3 words. Simple, clear. Mark finally speaks. Look, man, this isn't... I hold up my hand. 4 words from you, Mark, just 4. And then you leave my house. He swallows. I can see his throat move. She's carrying my child. The roses hit the floor. Everything else, the yelling that comes next. Sarah screaming that I don't understand. Mark trying to explain that they didn't mean for this to happen. It all happens to someone else. Some other James. Not me. I'm still stuck on those 4 words. She's carrying my child. Not she's pregnant. Not we made a mistake. She's carrying my child. Like they'd planned this. Like they'd discussed it. Like I was just, what? An obstacle? An inconvenience? I hear myself saying things. I don't remember what. Sarah's crying now. Mascara running. She looks ugly when she cries. I never noticed that before. Or maybe I did and I just loved her anyway? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. Mark leaves first. I don't even watch him go. I'm staring at that second phone. It's still glowing on the nightstand. Still open to messages. I can see timestamps. Today, yesterday, last week. How long? Sarah's getting dressed now, pulling on her jeans. The ones that make her legs look good. I bought her those jeans 2 months ago. Nordstrom. She said they were too expensive. I said she was worth it. James, if you would just listen. How long? She stops, looks at me, and I see something in her face I've never seen before. Not guilt, not shame, something else. Calculation. She's trying to figure out what to say. What version of the truth to tell me. It doesn't matter. How long? 8 months. She says it quiet. Like if she says it soft enough, it won't hurt as much. 8 months. We went to Hawaii 7 months ago. Renewed our vows on the beach. She cried. She said she'd never been happier. I have photos, hundreds of photos. Her smiling. Us smiling. Was she texting him then? Was she thinking about him while I was thinking about her? I walk past her, down the hallway, to the kitchen. Emma's drawing is on the fridge. She made it this morning before school. 3 stick figures holding hands under a rainbow. She labeled them in her 6-year-old handwriting, Daddy, strongest. Mommy, prettiest. Me, luckiest. My hand is shaking when I take it down. Sarah's behind me now. I hear her footsteps. James, please. Emma doesn't need to know about this. We can work this out. We can go to counseling. I turn around. She actually steps back. Good. She should. You're going to tell her. My voice doesn't sound like mine. You're going to explain to our daughter why mommy's leaving. I'm not leaving. Yes, you are. She reaches for the drawing, tries to take it from me. You can't do this. I pull it away. Watch me. She grabs it anyway, tears it a little. Emma's rainbow rips at the corner, and something in me, something that was holding on, trying to be reasonable, trying to be the bigger person, it just breaks. Get out. This is my house too. No, it's not. My name's on the deed. My money paid for it. You want to leave? Leave. You want to stay? We do this my way. You tell Emma. You face what you did. You don't get to be the victim here. She's crying harder now. I never meant to hurt you, but you did. I say it simple, flat, because it's true, and we both know it. You chose this. Every day for 8 months, you chose this. You chose him. You chose to lie. You chose to come home and kiss me and tell me you loved me and fuck him in our bed. She flinches at the language. I never curse. Not in front of her, not in front of Emma. We agreed. Clean language. Good example. But I'm done being a good example. Sarah, I need you to understand something. I'm so tired. Suddenly, I'm so tired I can barely stand. I would have done anything for you. Anything. You wanted this house? I worked 80-hour weeks. You wanted to be a stay-at-home mom? I built a business so you wanted Hawaii? I maxed out a credit card I'm still paying off. You were my whole world. I stop. Breathe. The air hurts going in. And I wasn't even in yours. She opens her mouth, closes it, opens it again. You were never home? Don't. I hold up a hand. Don't you dare make this about me working. I worked for us. For this. For Emma. For you. You don't understand. You're right, I don't. I don't understand how you could do this. How you could look me in the eye every single day and lie. How you could let me make love to you knowing you were thinking about him. How you could watch me play with Emma and plan to take her away from me. I'm not taking her. You're carrying his child. I'm yelling now. Finally, I'm yelling and I can't stop. You're pregnant with his baby and you were just, what? Hoping I wouldn't notice? Hoping I'd think it was mine? She doesn't answer. That's how I know. That's exactly what she was hoping. I laugh. It's not a good sound. When were you going to tell me? Or were you just going to let me raise another man's child and never say a word? It's not like that. Then what's it like, Sarah? Explain it to me. Make it make sense. She can't. She just stands there holding the torn drawing, mascara everywhere, looking like someone I used to know. The doorbell rings. We both freeze. Then I hear it. Daddy, I forgot my permission slip. Emma. She's home. Mrs. Chen from next door must have driven her. I told Mrs. Chen I'd be home early today. Surprise for Mommy. Special day. Sarah and I stare at each other. This is the moment where she can choose. She can leave quietly. Let me handle this. Let me explain it to Emma gently, over time, with a therapist present. Or she can stay, face it, own it. She walks to the door. I follow her. Emma's standing on the porch. Pink unicorn backpack, gap in her front teeth, freckles across her nose. She's smiling. Hi, Mommy! Hi, Daddy! Why are you home? Is it party time for your anniversary? Sarah looks at me. I look back. I don't help her. This is her choice. Her consequence. Baby, Mommy needs to tell you something. Sarah's voice breaks. Emma's smile fades. She's smart, my daughter. Scary smart. She can read rooms like adults twice her age. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong, sweetie. It's just Mommy made a mistake. What kind of mistake? Emma looks at me. Daddy, why are you sad? I kneel down, get on her level. Sometimes grown-ups mess up. And when they mess up, they have to fix it. Mommy's going to stay at Aunt Lisa's for a little while. How long? Such a simple question, such an impossible answer. Sarah's crying again. I don't know, baby. I don't know. Emma looks between us. This 6-year-old child, this beautiful, perfect little girl who drew us holding hands this morning. She walks past Sarah, comes to me, wraps her arms around my neck. Daddy, you smell weird. What do you mean? Like mommy's sad smell. But also, she pulls back, looks at me with those big brown eyes. Also like you're scared. I didn't know my daughter knew what betrayal smelled like. Sarah leaves with 2 suitcases. Emma watches from her bedroom window. Doesn't wave, doesn't cry, just watches. I stand behind her, my hand on her shoulder, and I feel her body, this tiny body I'm supposed to protect, shaking. Daddy? Yeah, baby. You said we don't leave people we love. You teach me that. Remember when Emma Rodriguez moved away and I cried? I remember. Did mommy leave us? Or just you? I don't have an answer, so I do what every parent does when they don't know what to say. I hold her, and I lie. Nobody's leaving anybody, Em. We're just figuring things out. But she knows. She's 6 years old, and she already knows. Some things, once they break, they don't fix. Mrs. Chen comes over an hour later, brings soup. She saw Sarah leaving with the suitcases, saw Mark's car in the driveway earlier. She doesn't ask questions, just sets up the soup, hugs Emma, and looks at me with this expression that says, I've seen this before. You'll survive, will I? Emma falls asleep in my bed, won't let me leave. I lie there next to her, staring at the ceiling, and all I can think about is that second phone. At midnight, Emma's breathing deep. I slide out of bed, walk back to my bedroom, the one I can't sleep in anymore, the one that smells like betrayal. The phone's still there. I pick it up. The screen lights up. Password protected. I try Emma's birthday. Wrong. I try our wedding anniversary. It unlocks. Of course she'd use our anniversary as the password for the phone she used to cheat on me. The cruelty is almost elegant. There are 1,047 text messages. I start scrolling. March 15th. That's 8 months ago. That's when it started. Mark, can't stop thinking about yesterday. Sarah, me either, but we can't do this again. James would never forgive me. March 17th. Mark, I need to see you. Sarah, he's working late on the Chen account. Come over at 8. March 20th. Sarah, I think I love you. Mark, I know I love you. I'm going to be sick. I keep scrolling. Months of it. Plans, hotels, lies, excuses. Then 3 weeks ago, Sarah, I'm late. Mark, late for what? Sarah, my period. I'm late. Mark, are you sure? Sarah, I took 3 tests, all positive. Mark, is it mine? Sarah, we haven't used protection in 6 weeks, and James and I haven't, not since July. It's yours. Mark, what are we going to do? Sarah, we proceed with the plan. He'll never know. He's always at work anyway. We're free after tonight. Tonight. They were planning this for tonight, for our anniversary. There are hotel receipts in the photos. The Riverside Inn. Room 447, $347 charged to our joint account. Not even a different card. Our account. I paid for my wife to cheat on me. The last message was sent 3 hours ago, right before I came home. Sarah to Mark. He just texted. He's coming home early. Surprise anniversary. Stay in the bedroom. I'll handle it. Handle it. Handle me. Like I'm a problem to be solved. An obstacle to navigate. I sit on the edge of the bed where I found them, and I hold that phone and I realize I never knew her. 10 years, a daughter, a home, a life. And I never knew her at all. The person I loved doesn't exist. Maybe she never did. If you've ever had the ground disappear beneath your feet, you know, there's no preparing for that moment. 1 second you're standing on solid earth. The next you're falling, and you can't even scream because you don't have enough breath. I don't sleep. I can't. I just sit there with that phone, reading 8 months of betrayal until the sun comes up and Emma wanders in, looking for breakfast, and I have to pretend. Again. Always pretending now. At 9 a.m., I call Rebecca Morris, attorney, Shark, best in the county. I knew her from business dealings, never thought I'd need her personally. Rebecca, it's James Chen. I need a divorce lawyer. When can you come in? Today? Give me 2 hours. I drop Emma at my mom's. She doesn't ask why, just takes one look at my face and says, she'll be safe here. Go do what you need to do. Rebecca's office is all glass and chrome. Sharp edges. Perfect. I sit across from her with a folder full of screenshots from that second phone. I printed them at Kinex at 6 a.m. The clerk looked at me like I was crazy. Maybe I am. Rebecca reads through them. Doesn't say anything, just reads. Flips pages. Reads more. Finally, she looks up. This is bad, James. I know. No, I mean, this is really bad. For her, this is 8 months of documented adultery, pregnancy with the affair partner, intent to deceive. In a custody case, this is... She stops. Are you sure you want to do this? Because once we start, it's going to get ugly. It's already ugly. It's going to get uglier. I lean forward. Rebecca, she was planning to pass off another man's child as mine. She was planning to take Emma. She was planning to destroy everything we built and make me think it was my fault. So yes, I'm sure. She nods. Okay, then we fight. But I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest. Anything. Does your business partner, Mark Stevens, does he have access to your company accounts? I freeze. Why? Because in cases like this, affair partners don't stop at emotional betrayal. If he has access, if they've been planning this for months, if there's a baby involved... She looks at me. James, I need you to check your accounts. All of them. Business, personal, retirement, everything. You think he stole from me? I think you should check. I pull out my phone, log into the business account. The one Mark has access to as partner, the one we use for payroll and expenses, and my hand stops. The balance is wrong, way wrong. I scroll through transactions, wire transfers, dozens of them, all approved by James Chen, my signature, my authorization, except I never authorized them. Rebecca sees my face. How much? I can't speak, can't breathe. I just turn the phone around and show her the screen. She looks. Her expression doesn't change, but I see her hand tighten on her pen. $847,000, she says, quiet, professional. That's embezzlement. That's fraud. James, this isn't just a divorce case anymore. The room spins. Our retirement. Emma's college fund. The business I built from nothing. Gone. There's something else. I manage. Does your business partner have access to your company accounts? Those words. I hear them again. And I understand. This was never about love. This was about money. Sarah and Mark didn't fall in love. They didn't make a mistake. They planned this, all of it. The affair, the pregnancy, the theft. They were going to take everything, my wife, my daughter, my money, my business, and leave me with nothing. Rebecca's already on her phone. I'm calling a forensic accountant. And James, we're filing a police report today. I nod. Can't speak. Can't think. $847,000. That's how much they'd siphoned from the company account over 6 months. Our retirement, Emma's college fund, gone. Rebecca's forensic accountant arrives within 3 hours. His name is David Park. Looks like someone's accountant dad. Glasses, cardigan, soft voice. But when he opens my company's books, his face hardens. Mr. Chen, I need you to walk me through your typical approval process for wire transfers. Anything over $10,000 requires 2 signatures, mine and Mark's. And under $10,000? Either of us can authorize it. He nods, types something, pulls up a spreadsheet. They were smart. Every transfer is $9,800. Just under your dual authorization threshold. 47 transfers over 6 months. 47. I watch him highlight each one. yellow rows multiplying down the screen like a disease spreading. The signatures, I say. My voice sounds far away. Are they real? David zooms in on a scanned authorization form. My signature, except the J loops the wrong way, he says, points with his pen. See, your authentic signature, the J loops clockwise. This one, counterclockwise. It's close, very close, but it's not yours. 47 forgeries. Can you testify to this? Rebecca asks. Absolutely. I'll prepare a full forensic report, wire transfer records, signature analysis, timeline correlation. He looks at me. Mr. Chen, this isn't just embezzlement. These are federal banking violations, wire fraud, forgery. You're looking at serious criminal charges. For them, not you. How long to prepare the report? 72 hours. Rebecca stands. Do it. And David, Mark Stevens is likely already moving money. Can you put a trace on his accounts? I'll need a court order. You'll have it by end of day. After David leaves, Rebecca sits across from me again. Her expression has shifted. Not just lawyer-client anymore. Something else. Understanding maybe. Or pity. I'm not sure which is worse. James, I need to be straight with you. This is going to be a war on 3 fronts. Divorce, custody, criminal fraud. Sarah's going to lawyer up hard. Mark's probably already gone. And Emma... She stops. Emma's going to be caught in the middle. What do I do? You document everything. Every interaction with Sarah, every text, every phone call. You keep that second phone somewhere safe. That's evidence now. You don't let her manipulate you. And most importantly, she leans forward, you don't let her near Emma unsupervised until we have a custody order. She's Emma's mother. She's also someone who planned to defraud you and pass off another man's child as yours. The court will care about that. Rebecca pulls out a legal pad. Now, let's talk strategy. We spend 2 hours building the case. By the time I leave, I have a timeline, a plan, a restraining order request, an emergency custody motion. I also have a bill for $15,000 as a retainer. Worth it. Every penny. I pick up Emma from my mom's at 6 p.m. She's quiet in the car. Doesn't ask about mommy. Doesn't ask where we're going. Just sits in her booster seat, looking out the window, humming something off-key. Em, you okay? Daddy, if mommy did something bad, does that mean I'm bad too? I almost crash the car, pull over, turn around in my seat. What? No, baby, no. Why would you think that? Because mommy made me. So if she's bad, Emma Claire Chen. I use her full name, the one we gave her, the one that means beloved light. You listen to me. What grown-ups do is about grown-ups. It has nothing to do with you. You are good. You are perfect. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. Do you understand? She nods, but her eyes are wet. Then why did she leave? Because she made a choice, a bad choice. But that's her choice, not yours, not mine, hers. Daddy? Yeah? I don't want to see her right now. Is that okay? My heart breaks and mends at the same time. This child, this impossibly wise child. That's okay, baby. That's completely okay. That night, I make Emma's favorite dinner. Mac and cheese from the blue box. Not the fancy kind. The artificial orange kind with the powder. She eats 3 bowls. I pretend not to notice she's stress eating. She pretends not to notice I'm not eating at all. At bedtime, she hands me a folded piece of paper. I wrote you something. At Grandma's. Can I read it now? She shakes her head. Later, when I'm asleep. Promise. I promise. I tuck her in, read her favorite book, Where the Wild Things Are. She falls asleep before I finish, still holding my hand. I sit there for 20 minutes after her breathing goes deep, just watching her, memorizing her face, her peace, knowing I can't protect her from what's coming. Finally, I extract my hand, walk to the kitchen, pour myself a whiskey I don't drink, unfold the paper. The handwriting is careful. She used her good pencil. the one with the built-in eraser that she saves for important things. Dear Daddy, Ms. Johnson says when people love you, they stay. You teach me we don't leave people we love. Remember when Emma Rodriguez moved away and I cried and you said we don't leave our friends even when it's hard. But did Mommy leave you? Or us? I'm scared you'll leave too. Love, Emma, P.S. I drew this so you remember we're a team. At the bottom, she's drawn 2 stick figures. Just 2, her and me, holding hands under a rainbow. But this rainbow is different. Half the colors are missing. And underneath, in tiny letters, fixing it. I sit at that kitchen table, alone, and I cry for the first time since this started. Not quiet tears. Ugly crying. The kind that makes your chest hurt. The kind that sounds like an animal. My daughter thinks I might leave her. My daughter is scared I'll abandon her the way her mother did. My daughter is 6 years old and already understands loss. If you have kids, you know there's nothing you wouldn't do to take their pain away. Nothing. You'd cut off your own arm, walk through fire, die if it meant they'd be okay. But I can't take this away. I can't undo what Sarah did. I can't erase the last 3 days. I can only, stay, be present, prove I'm not leaving? Is that enough? I fold the letter carefully, put it in my pocket. It stays there for weeks, months. Every time I doubt myself, I touch it. Remember, this is what I'm fighting for. The next morning, Sarah texts. First communication since she left. We need to talk. Neutral location. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Bella Vista? Bella Vista, the Italian place where I proposed. Of course, she'd pick there. Manipulation or memory? With Sarah, I'm not sure there's a difference anymore. I text back, fine, come alone. She doesn't respond. I call Rebecca. She wants to meet. Dinner. Tomorrow. Don't go. I have to. Then I'm going with you. She won't talk if you're there. James, she's going to try to manipulate you, gaslight you, make this your fault. I've seen it 1,000 times. The cheater becomes the victim. The liar claims they were neglected. Don't give her the opportunity. I'll record it. Silence on the line. Then, California is a 2-party consent state. If you record her without permission, it's inadmissible. Then I'll get permission. She'll never agree. Then I'll take notes. Rebecca, I need to face her. I need to hear what she has to say. Even if it's all lies, I need to hear them so I can stop wondering if maybe, somehow, there's an explanation that makes sense. There isn't. I know, but I need to know I know. Do you understand? She sighs. Wear a wire. I'm serious. Not for court, for you. So you can listen back later when she tries to rewrite history. The next evening, I'm at Bella Vista 20 minutes early. I sit at the same table where I proposed. The waiter recognizes me. Asks where Mrs. Chen is. I say she's running late. He smiles, brings bread, olive oil. Our usual. Sarah arrives at 7:03. 3 minutes late, she's wearing the black dress. The one I bought her for Christmas. Her hair is down. Makeup perfect. She looks beautiful. That makes it worse, somehow. She sits, doesn't meet my eyes. Thank you for coming. We're married. Of course I came. Are we, though, married? The waiter approaches. Sarah orders wine. I order water. He leaves. James, I need you to understand. No. I cut her off. You need to understand something. I'm recording this conversation. For my records, not for court, just for me. So I remember exactly what you said. Do you consent? She blinks. What? Do you consent to being recorded? Yes or no? You can't record me. Then this conversation is over. I start to stand. Wait. She grabs my arm. Fine, yes, record it. I don't care. I sit back down, pull out my phone, hit record. Set it on the table between us. Go ahead. She looks at the phone like it's a snake, then at me. This isn't you. This isn't who you are. You don't know who I am. Apparently, I don't know who you are either. James, 8 months, Sarah. 8 months you lied to me. 8 months you planned this. Don't sit here and tell me this isn't who I am when you have no idea who I've become since I walked into our bedroom 3 days ago. She flinches. Good. I didn't plan this, she says. Quiet. Almost convincing. It just happened. I pull out my own phone, open the screenshots, slide it across the table. March 15th. Can't stop thinking about yesterday. That's when it started. Not yesterday. 8 months ago. So no, Sarah, it didn't just happen. You chose it. Every single day. She looks at the screen. Her face goes pale. You went through my phone? The phone you left in our bedroom? Yes. The phone with our anniversary as the password? Yes. The phone with 1,247 messages to my business partner? Yes, I went through that phone. And you know what I found? I'm pulling out more screenshots now. Hotel receipts, plans, timelines. I found out you charged our affair to our joint account, the Riverside Inn, 347 talks. I paid for you to cheat on me, Sarah. How does that make you feel? Stop. I found out you were planning this for tonight, our anniversary. He'll never know. He's always at work anyway. We're free after tonight. Those are your words. So tell me, when were you going to do it? After dinner? After we made love? When, Sarah? She's crying now. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. Something you've forgotten how to do. The waiter brings wine, sees the tension, leaves quickly. Sarah takes a long drink. You were never home. You worked constantly. I was lonely. I needed... Don't. My voice is ice. Don't you dare make this about me working. I worked for us, for Emma, for this life you said you wanted. I never asked for this life. You picked the house. You picked the car. You picked private school for Emma. I worked to give you those things because you said they mattered. And now you're saying what? You never wanted them? You were forced into this life? She doesn't answer. I lean forward. Here's what you actually wanted, Sarah. You wanted stability, security, the nice house, the good husband, the picture-perfect family. And you wanted excitement, passion, the affair, the secret. You wanted both. And you thought you could have both. That's not loneliness. That's greed. It's not like that. Then what's it like? Explain it to me. I push the pregnancy test across the table, the one I found in her bathroom trash. Explain how you were going to pass off his child as mine. Explain how that was about loneliness. She stares at the test, won't touch it. I didn't know what to do. You could have told me the truth. Would you have forgiven me? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not, but at least I would have had a choice. You took that from me. You were going to let me raise his child and never tell me. That's not a mistake, Sarah. That's evil. She recoils like I slapped her. Don't call me that. What else do you call it? Deceit, fraud, betrayal. Pick your word. They all mean the same thing. You knew what you were doing. You knew it would destroy me, and you did it anyway. I love you. No. I shake my head. You don't. You can't. Because love doesn't do this. Love doesn't lie. Love doesn't steal. Love doesn't... I stop. Breathe. There's something else you should know. She looks up, mascara running, still beautiful, still horrible. I pull out the bank statements, the wire transfer records, the forensic report Rebecca gave me this morning. I lay them out like evidence at a crime scene. Mark didn't just sleep with you. He robbed me. Us, the company. $847,000 over 6 months. And he forged my signature to do it. Sarah's face drains of color. What? You didn't know? No, James, I didn't know. 47 wire transfers, all just under the threshold that would require my authorization, all with forged signatures. Your boyfriend is a thief, Sarah, and you're, what, collateral damage? Or were you in on it? I didn't, James, you have to believe me. I don't have to believe anything you say ever again. I gather the papers. That's our retirement. Emma's college fund. The business I spent 10 years building. Gone. Because you couldn't keep your legs closed and he couldn't keep his hands out of the cookie jar. She's shaking her head over and over. Mark wouldn't. He said he loved me. He said, "Where is he, Sarah?" What? Mark. Where is he? Because he hasn't been to the office in 3 days. His apartment's empty. His phone's disconnected. So where is he? Understanding dawns on her face. Slow. Horrible. He left, she whispers. He left, I confirm. Took the money. Probably opened an offshore account. Probably in another state by now. And he left you. Pregnant. Broke. With nothing. She starts crying harder. Real tears now. Not manipulation. Devastation. He said we'd be together. He lied. That's what liars do, Sarah. They lie. I stand up. Drop 320s on the table. Here's what happens next. My lawyer files for divorce tomorrow. I'm requesting full custody. I have 8 months of documented adultery, financial fraud, pregnancy with the affair partner. You won't win. You can't take Emma. I'm not taking Emma. You lost Emma when you chose him over her, over us. I pick up my phone, stop the recording. Oh, and Sarah, the baby. She looks up, hopeful, desperate. I slide an envelope across the table. DNA doesn't lie. You do. Inside is a paternity test request, independent lab, already authorized by my lawyer. When that baby's born, we're testing. And when it comes back that Mark's the father, and we both know it will, you lose whatever credibility you have left. The court will see you for what you are. I turn to leave. James, wait. We're done, Sarah. We were done the moment you brought him into our bed. I just didn't know it yet. I walk out of Bella Vista, the place where I proposed, the place where I promised forever. Forever lasted 10 years. I sit in my car for 20 minutes before I can drive, hands shaking, heart pounding, but I did it. I faced her. I said what needed to be said, and I didn't break. My phone buzzes, text from Mike, my best friend since college, since before Sarah, since before everything. Heard about Sarah. Where are you? Bella Vista parking lot. Stay there, coming to you. He arrives 15 minutes later, parks next to me, gets in my passenger seat. Doesn't say anything, just sits there. 2 grown men in a car in a parking lot, not speaking. Finally, you okay? No. Didn't think so. He's holding 2 beers, cracks both, hands me one. We drink in silence. After the second beer, I never liked her. I almost laugh. You never said. You loved her. What was I supposed to say? Hey, buddy, your wife seems like the kind of person who'd cheat on you and steal your money. That's not a conversation you have. Maybe you should have. Would you have listened? Probably not. Mike, I don't know how to do this, how to be this divorced, single dad, the guy whose wife cheated, the cautionary tale. He turns in his seat, looks at me. Mike's the kind of guy who doesn't talk much, but when he does, you listen. You know what you taught me? He says. Senior year, when my dad died. You remember? I remember. Mike fell apart, dropped out for a semester. I dragged him back. You said family is who shows up, not who shares your blood. Family is who stays when things get hard, who shows up at 2 a.m. when you're falling apart, who tells you the truth even when it hurts. He pauses, drinks. Sarah didn't show up, James. She left. But Emma, she's showing up. Your mom, showing up. Rebecca, showing up. Me? I'm showing up. That's your family. That's who matters. Something in my chest loosens, not healed, but less tight. I can't believe she did this, I say, quiet, ashamed somehow that I didn't see it coming. Neither can I, but she did, and now you deal with it, and you don't deal with it alone. Mike pulls something from his pocket. Old photo, creased, worn, him and me, college, age 19, drunk on cheap beer, arms around each other, smiling like idiots. I've carried this in my wallet for 20 years. He says, you know why? Why? Because that night you talked me out of dropping out. You said, we don't leave. Remember? You said we don't leave people we care about. We show up. We stay. We fight. He hands me the photo. So I'm showing up. I'm staying, and I'm fighting with you. I look at that photo. 2 kids who had no idea what life would throw at them. 2 kids who made a promise without knowing what it meant. We don't leave. That's when I realized I wasn't alone. If you've had someone show up when it mattered, it doesn't fix everything, but it makes everything fixable. Mike drives me home, stays until Emma wakes up, makes her breakfast, plays Uno with her while I shower and pretend I'm okay. When he leaves, Emma asks, is Uncle Mike going to live with us now? No, baby. Why? Because Mommy left and Uncle Mike came. That's how it works, right? Someone leaves, someone comes. Out of the mouths of babes. Uncle Mike's not replacing anyone, Em. He's just being here like he always has been. She nods, thinks about it. I like Uncle Mike. Me too, baby. Me too. That night, after Emma's asleep, I opened my laptop. Rebecca emailed me the forensic report. 200 pages, timeline, wire transfers, signature analysis, everything. And buried on page 147, a note from David. Subject Mark Stevens, last known location, Portland, Oregon. Account activity ceased October the 1st, suspected flight risk. Portland, Mark's in Portland, 3 states away. Probably thinks he's safe. He's not. I forward the report to Rebecca. Add one line, find him. She responds in 30 seconds. Already on it. I close the laptop, look around my kitchen. Emma's drawing is back on the fridge. The new one. The one with just the 2 of us. Fixing it. Are we fixing it or just surviving? Maybe that's the same thing. Maybe survival is the first step. Maybe showing up is enough. I think about Sarah, about the baby she's carrying, about Mark running, about $847,000 that's gone forever, about 10 years of my life that meant nothing. And I think about Emma, sleeping in her bed, safe, loved, protected. I think about Mike, showing up, staying. I think about my mom, Rebecca, David, everyone rallying. And I realize I'm not fighting for what I lost. I'm fighting for what I still have. Tomorrow, Rebecca files the papers. Divorce, full custody, criminal complaint against Mark for wire fraud and embezzlement, police report, restraining order. Tomorrow, the war officially starts. But tonight I'm just a dad, making sure his daughter knows she's loved, making sure she knows I'm staying, because we don't leave people who deserve us. And Emma, she deserves everything. Rebecca files the papers on a Tuesday morning. By Tuesday afternoon, Sarah has a lawyer. By Wednesday, I have a cease and desist letter claiming I'm alienating Emma from her mother. I forward it to Rebecca. She calls me laughing, actually laughing. They're playing the victim card already. That's good. That means they're scared. Should I be worried? James, you have 8 months of documented adultery, pregnancy with the affair partner, and financial fraud tied to her boyfriend. She should be worried, very worried. The preliminary custody hearing is set for 3 weeks out. In the meantime, Sarah's lawyer requests supervised visitation. Rebecca counters with supervised visitation pending psychological evaluation. The judge grants both. Sarah sees Emma twice in those 3 weeks, 1 hour each time, at a supervised facility with a court-appointed monitor present. Emma doesn't want to go to the first visit, cries, clings to me. Please don't make me, Daddy, please. It breaks me, but Rebecca says I have to. If you refuse, they'll claim you're alienating her. Let Emma go. Let the monitor document Sarah's behavior. Trust the process. I trust nothing anymore, but I let Emma go. She comes back quiet. Won't talk about it. Just climbs into my lap and falls asleep. The monitor's report, which Rebecca gets 3 days later, says, child showed significant anxiety. Mother attempted to explain adult situations inappropriately. Child asked repeatedly for father. recommended continued supervision. The second visit is worse. Emma comes back with a new toy. Expensive. Way too expensive for someone who's supposedly broke. Where'd you get that, Em? Mommy bought it. She said she's sorry and she loves me and she wants me to come live with her. I keep my voice steady. What did you say? I said I want to stay with you. That night, Emma has nightmares. First time since this started. She wakes up screaming. I run to her room, hold her, rock her like she's a baby again. Daddy, she said you're trying to take me away from her. She said you're making me hate her. Are you? No, baby, no. You get to feel however you feel. If you're mad at mommy, that's okay. If you're sad, that's okay. If you still love her, that's okay too. Your feelings are yours. Nobody can make you feel anything. But she said, I know what she said, and she's wrong. I'm not trying to take you from her. I'm trying to keep you safe. There's a difference. She thinks about this, 6 years old and processing concepts most adults can't handle. Daddy, do I have to keep seeing her? For now, yes, the judge says you have to, but after the big hearing, we'll see, okay? When's the big hearing? 2 weeks. Will I have to go? No, but the judge might want to talk to you with a special person called a child advocate, someone whose job is to listen to kids and tell the judge what they want. What if I say I want to stay with you? Will mommy be mad? Maybe, but that's not your problem. That's a grown-up problem. She nods, falls back asleep in my arms. I stay there until morning, my back screaming, my arms numb. But I stay because we don't leave. The days before the hearing blur together. Rebecca preps me for 6 hours. Mock testimony, tough questions, how to sit, how to speak, how to not react when Sarah's lawyer tries to provoke me. They're going to paint you as the absent father, the workaholic who neglected his wife, the controlling husband. You need to stay calm, answer every question directly, don't volunteer information, and for God's sake, don't look at Sarah. What if she cries? She will cry. That's the strategy. Crying white woman with a baby on the way. It plays well. You counter it with facts, documents, evidence. You're not the villain here, but they'll try to make you one. David Park testifies first, the forensic accountant. He walks the judge through every wire transfer, every forged signature, every stolen dollar. Sarah's lawyer objects 17 times. The judge overrules 16 of them. Your Honor, the pattern is clear. 47 unauthorized transfers, all signed with a forged signature, all just under the threshold requiring dual authorization. This wasn't a mistake. This was systematic fraud. The judge, Judge Peterson, mid-50s, sharp eyes, no nonsense, leans forward. Mr. Park, in your professional opinion, could Mr. Chen have been aware of these transfers? No, Your Honor. The transfers occurred on days when Mr. Chen was documented to be traveling for business. The forged signatures show clear signs of inexperience. They're close, but not identical. This was deliberate deception. Sarah's lawyer stands. Your Honor, my client had no knowledge of these alleged financial improprieties. Alleged? Judge Peterson removes her glasses. Mr. Park just presented 200 pages of forensic evidence. The only thing alleged here is your client's innocence. I don't smile. Rebecca told me not to smile, but inside I'm screaming. Next, the hotel manager from the Riverside Inn. He confirms room 447, registered to Mark Stevens, charged to the Chen joint account, multiple visits between March and September. And you're certain it was Mrs. Chen? I checked them in twice myself. Same couple, every time. Sarah's staring at the table. Won't look up. Then comes the evidence I've been dreading. The second phone. Rebecca has to enter it into evidence, which means reading some of the messages aloud. Your Honor, I'd like to submit Exhibit A cellular phone belonging to Mrs. Chen containing 247 text messages between her and Mr. Mark Stevens, spanning 8 months. The judge takes the phone, scrolls. Her expression doesn't change, but I see her jaw tighten. "Mrs. Chen, is this your phone?" Sarah's lawyer whispers to her. She nods. "Yes, Your Honor." "And these messages, did you write them?" "Yes, but Your Honor, I can explain." "I'm sure you can, but right now I'm more interested in this message from August 12th. The judge reads, "James will never know. He's always at work anyway. We're free after tonight." "Mrs. Chen, what did you mean by free?" Silence. "Mrs. Chen, I asked you a question." Sarah's crying now. Real tears or fake tears. I can't tell anymore. I meant we could be together, Mark and I, without hiding. "And your husband, what happened to him in this scenario?" I don't know. I wasn't thinking clearly." "No," Judge Peterson says, cold, clinical. "You were thinking very clearly. You were planning to leave your husband, take his child, and presumably his assets. The only thing that stopped you was getting caught." Sarah's lawyer objects. "Your Honor, this is prejudicial." "Overruled. I'm reading from evidence your client provided. Sit down." Rebecca catches my eye, nods slightly. We're winning. But then comes the part I'm not ready for. Emma's therapist, Dr. Sarah Lynn. She's been seeing Emma twice a week since this started. Court-ordered evaluation. "Dr. Lynn, can you describe Emma's emotional state?" "Emma is experiencing significant trauma related to her mother's departure and the subsequent family disruption. She exhibits anxiety, especially around transitions. She has nightmares. She's regressed in some areas. Bedwetting, which had previously stopped, has resumed." "I didn't know that. Emma never told me." "And in your professional opinion, what would be best for Emma?" Dr. Lynn doesn't hesitate. "Stability, consistency. Emma needs to know her world isn't going to change again. Right now, her anchor is her father. Disrupting that would be..." She pauses, chooses her words carefully. "It would be clinically inadvisable." "What about the mother-child relationship?" "Emma loves her mother, but she's also angry with her, confused by her, and, most importantly, she doesn't feel safe with her. When asked what she wished for, Emma said, 'I wish Daddy stopped saying sorry. He didn't break anything. She did.'" The courtroom goes silent. Even Sarah stops crying. Judge Peterson writes something, long note. Then, "Dr. Lynn, thank you. You may step down." Sarah's lawyer calls character witnesses, Sarah's sister, her college roommate, people who testify that Sarah's a good mother, a kind person, someone who made a mistake. Rebecca cross-examines each one. "Ms. Walsh, when did you last see your sister?" Maybe 6 months ago?" 6 months. So you weren't present for any of the events in question. You didn't witness the affair, the financial fraud, the pregnancy. You're testifying to who Sarah was, not who she is. Is that correct?" I guess so." No further questions. It's brutal, efficient. Rebecca dismantles every witness in under 5 minutes. Then it's my turn. I take the stand. "Swear to tell the truth. Sit down." My hands are shaking. I put them in my lap where no one can see. Rebecca walks me through it. How we met, how we fell in love, how Emma was born, how I worked to provide, how I came home early to surprise Sarah on our anniversary. "And what did you find, Mr. Chen?" "My wife in bed with my business partner." "What did you do?" "I asked them to leave." "Did you threaten them? Become violent?" "No." "Why not?" "Because Emma was at school, and I didn't want her to come home to that." I see a few people in the gallery nod. Good. Then Sarah's lawyer stands for cross-examination. He's young, aggressive, probably thinks he's going to break me. "Mr. Chen, isn't it true that you worked 60, 70, sometimes 80 hours a week?" "Yes." "And isn't it true that you were rarely home for dinner?" "I was home 4 nights a week. I have calendar records if you'd like to see them." He doesn't. Mr. Chen, did you ever consider that your wife was lonely, that she needed more from you emotionally? Rebecca stands. Objection. Speculation. Sustained. The lawyer tries again. Mr. Chen, you've painted yourself as the perfect husband, but isn't it true that you placed work above your family? I placed work above my family so my family could have a home, food, security, everything Sarah asked for. If that makes me a bad husband, then yes, I'm guilty. No further questions. He sits down fast. Rebecca smiles. Then comes the moment I've been waiting for and dreading in equal measure. The DNA test results. Rebecca has them in a sealed envelope. Official lab results. She hands them to Judge Peterson. Your Honor, I'd like to enter into evidence the paternity test results for the child Mrs. Chen is currently carrying. Sarah's lawyer jumps up. Objection! The child hasn't been born yet. How can there be paternity results? Non-invasive prenatal paternity testing, Your Honor. Blood sample from the mother, completely safe, completely accurate. The results are definitive. Judge Peterson opens the envelope, reads. Her expression doesn't change, but she takes her glasses off, cleans them, puts them back on, reads again. Mrs. Chen, did you tell your husband this child was his? Sarah won't answer. Mrs. Chen, I asked you a direct question. I thought it might be... Might be? The judge holds up the paper. According to this lab report, the probability of paternity between James Chen and the fetus is 0.0%. Zero. There is no might be. There is only isn't. Did you lie to your husband about this child's paternity? Silence. Let the record show the witness has declined to answer. Judge Peterson sets the paper down. Anything else, Ms. Morris? Rebecca stands. One more item, Your Honor. The location and status of Mark Stevens, the biological father. She pulls out a private investigator's report. Mr. Stevens relocated to Portland, Oregon on October 3rd. He emptied his bank accounts, disconnected his phone, left no forwarding address. He has not contacted Mrs. Chen since October 1st, despite knowing she's pregnant with his child. Sarah's face crumbles. This is news to her. She didn't know. Actually didn't know. Mark left her too. Took the money, left her pregnant. Abandoned her the same way she abandoned me. I should feel vindicated. I should feel satisfied. Instead, I feel nothing, just empty. Your Honor, Rebecca continues, Mr. Stevens is currently wanted for questioning in a federal wire fraud investigation. There's a warrant out for his arrest. Mrs. Chen's judgment, her choices, her associations, all of it is documented here, and Emma is caught in the middle. Judge Peterson nods. I've heard enough. We'll take a 30-minute recess, and then I'll issue my ruling. Those 30 minutes feel like 30 hours. Rebecca and I sit in a conference room. Don't talk. Just wait. Finally, we're called back in. Judge Peterson has her ruling prepared. She reads it aloud. Having reviewed all evidence, testimony, and evaluations, this court finds that the best interests of the minor child Emma Chen are served by awarding sole legal and physical custody to the father, James Chen. I stop breathing. Mrs. Chen is granted supervised visitation 2 hours per week, pending completion of a psychological evaluation and parenting classes. This arrangement will be reviewed in 6 months. Sarah's sobbing. Her lawyer has his hand on her shoulder. Furthermore, regarding the financial matters, Mrs. Chen is ordered to cooperate fully with the criminal investigation into Mark Stevens. Any assets recovered will be returned to Mr. Chen as restitution. Mrs. Chen is also responsible for her portion of marital debt, excluding any debt incurred through fraudulent activity. The judge looks at Sarah, then at me. Mr. and Mrs. Chen, I've been on this bench for 23 years. I've seen a lot of custody cases, a lot of broken families. And I'll tell you what I tell everyone. Your child didn't ask for this. She didn't choose this. You both owe her better than what you've given her. Mr. Chen, you've shown restraint, responsibility, and dedication to your daughter's well-being. Keep doing that. Mrs. Chen, you've made choices that have harmed your family. You need to take responsibility for those choices. Maybe with time and effort, you can rebuild trust. But that's on you, not your husband, not your daughter, you. She bangs the gavel. This hearing is adjourned. I sit there, numb. Did I just win? Rebecca's shaking my hand. You did it. Full custody. Everything we asked for. I nod. Can't speak. Can't process. Sarah's lawyer is leading her out. She looks back at me. One last time. Her eyes are saying something. Sorry, maybe. Or blame. I can't tell. Don't care. I walk out of that courthouse and the sun is shining and birds are singing and the world looks exactly the same, but everything is different. I text Mike. I got her. I got Emma. He responds immediately. Never doubted it. Beer tonight? Make it 2. I pick up Emma from my mom's. She's playing with blocks, building a tower. When she sees me, she drops everything and runs. Daddy, did the judge talk to you? She did. What did she say? I kneel down, eye level. She said you get to stay with me. Is that okay? Emma throws her arms around my neck. That's perfect. And just like that, it's over. The legal battle, anyway. The healing? That takes longer. The settlement comes through 6 weeks later. Mark's been arrested in Portland. Turns out he tried to open an offshore account in the Cayman Islands, but messed up the paperwork. Amateur. The feds froze his assets. $847,000 recovered, minus legal fees, minus penalties. I get back $731,000. It's not everything, but it's enough. Rebecca slides the papers across her desk. Full restitution. Mark's company shares transferred to you. They're worth about $200,000 if you sell. And one more thing. She hands me another document. Sarah signed over her interest in the house. It's yours, free and clear. Why would she do that? Because she's broke. Because Mark left her with nothing. Because she's 7 months pregnant and living with her sister and she needs this to be over. I sign the papers. It feels anticlimactic. Like I should feel victorious, but I just feel tired. James, Rebecca says, you won, not just in court. You won your daughter, your home, your business, your life back. That's not nothing. I know. Do you? I think about it. I'm getting there. Emma and I move into a new apartment 6 months later. We don't need the house. Too many memories, too many ghosts. I sell it. Use the money to start Emma's college fund again. The rest goes into savings. The new place is smaller, 2 bedrooms, good school district, safe neighborhood. We paint Emma's room together. She picks purple, bright, aggressive purple. I hate it. I tell her it's perfect. She hangs her drawings on the wall, all of them. The original, my family, with the torn rainbow, the split house, the new one. My real family. With her, me, Mike, and Mrs. Chen. Daddy, can I make one more? Of course. She sits at the kitchen table, takes her time, uses her good markers, the expensive ones I bought her for Christmas. 30 minutes later, she shows me 5 stick figures this time. Her, me, Mike, Mrs. Chen, and one more. Just an outline. A question mark where the face should be. Who's that? I ask. I don't know yet, she says, but there's space for when we're ready. I hang it on the fridge next to the pressed anniversary roses. I kept them, had them framed, not as a memorial, as a reminder. Beautiful things can die, but we learn from them. Mike comes over most Sundays, makes breakfast, plays with Emma, gives me an hour to myself, to breathe, to remember I'm still a person, not just a dad. Mrs. Chen babysits twice a week. Never takes money. Says Emma reminds her of her granddaughter in Taiwan. Says we're family now. Sarah sees Emma every Saturday. 2 hours, still supervised. Emma goes because the court says she has to, but she doesn't complain anymore. Doesn't cry, just goes, comes back, moves on. How's mommy? I ask after each visit. Okay, the baby's big now. She's having a boy. How do you feel about that? Emma shrugs. He's not my brother, not really, but maybe he's okay anyway. 6-year-old wisdom. 1 year later, I'm making dinner. Emma's doing homework at the kitchen table. It's a Tuesday, ordinary, perfect. The doorbell rings. Emma runs to answer it. Uncle Mike! But it's not Mike. It's a woman, mid-30s, teacher at Emma's school. Ms. Rodriguez, she's holding a casserole. Hi. I'm so sorry to just show up. Emma left her lunchbox at school, and I thought, since I was driving by, she stops, realizes how this looks. Oh God, this is weird. I shouldn't have. It's fine, I say. Take the lunchbox. Thank you. Emma appears at my elbow. Ms. Rodriguez, are you staying for dinner? Oh no, I couldn't. We have lots, Emma says, matter of fact. Daddy always makes too much. Ms. Rodriguez looks at me. I don't want to impose. It's just spaghetti, I say, but you're welcome to stay. She does. We eat, we talk. Emma tells stories about school. Ms. Rodriguez laughs. I laugh. It feels normal. Good. After dinner, Ms. Rodriguez helps clean up. Emma's in her room. We're alone in the kitchen. Your daughter's wonderful, she says. I know. And you're doing a really good job. It's not easy, single parenting. How do you know I'm single? She blushes. Emma talks about you a lot, and she's never mentioned a mom. I mean, she has a mom. Sorry, I'm making this worse. I laugh. It's okay. Yeah, divorced. Messy divorce. But we're good now. Better. She nods. I went through something similar 3 years ago. No kids, but yeah, messy. We stand there, 2 broken people, 2 survivors. Maybe, she says, maybe I could bring another casserole sometime when Emma forgets something else. Or, I say, maybe you could just bring one anyway. She smiles. Yeah, maybe I could. After she leaves, Emma appears, grinning. I didn't forget my lunchbox? What? I left it on purpose so she'd bring it. So you'd have to invite her to dinner. Emma. She's nice, Daddy. And she makes you smile. Real smile. Not the sad smile you do when you think I'm not looking. This child. This impossibly wise, beautiful child. Come here, I say. She climbs into my lap, even though she's getting too big for it. Even though her legs dangle, she still fits, barely. You know I love you, right? I say. I know. And you know you're enough, right? You're enough for me. You're everything. I know that too. She pauses. But Daddy, it's okay to be happy again. You teach me that. Remember when Goldie died? Goldie, her goldfish, lasted 3 weeks. You said we can be sad, but we can also remember the good parts and be happy we had them, even if they're gone now. I hold her tighter. When did you get so smart? I've always been smart. You just finally noticed. That night, after Emma's asleep, I stand in the kitchen, look at the fridge, all her drawings, the progression, the evolution, from broken family to found family to something new, something with space, with possibility. I touch the drawing with the question mark, the space she left for later, when we're ready. Maybe we're ready, maybe we're not, but we're here, we're whole, we're healing, and that's enough. Emma hangs her new drawing on the fridge next to the pressed anniversary roses in their frame. 2 artifacts, one of what died, one of what's growing. She steps back, looks at both, and nods, satisfied. That's when I know she understands, not the details, not the betrayal, but the truth that matters. Some things end so better things can begin. Here's what I learned. Loyalty isn't about never leaving. It's about knowing who deserves your staying. It's about boundaries. It's about teaching your kids that love doesn't mean accepting betrayal. That family isn't just blood, it's choice. It's showing up. It's truth. We don't leave people who deserve us, and we sure as hell don't stay with people who don't. Sarah sends Emma birthday cards now, calls once a month. Her son, Emma's half-brother, is 2. His name is Ryan. Emma's met him twice, says he's okay for a baby. Mark's serving 6 years for wire fraud, federal prison, no parole. I rebuilt the business, hired new partners, better people I vet, people I trust. Emma's in therapy, so am I. We're working through it together. And Ms. Rodriguez, her name is Carla. She comes over twice a week now. Emma adores her. I'm getting there, taking it slow, being careful, but hopeful. There's a space on the fridge, a question mark, a future. And for the first time in 2 years, I'm not afraid of it. If this story reminded you that you're stronger than you think, that loyalty has limits, that boundaries are love, that you can survive the worst and still build something beautiful, share it with someone who needs to hear that today. And if you want more stories about people who chose themselves and won, about found family and second chances and the courage it takes to say enough, hit that subscribe button, because the best revenge isn't pain, it's peace. And Emma, she taught me that, one crayon drawing at a time.